It's a beautiful bacon day, Cookie Crusaders. Today I want to talk to you about the Summoner Comp meta teams, mainly because of the new confirmed cookie coming out, Crunchy Chip Cookie. Now, if there's going to be other changes coming, like buffs for Werewolf Cookie, changes for Tiger Lily, additional setups for maybe Kumio or Licorice, that would be pretty awesome. I don't know if we'll get those kind of changes because that's a lot of testing, that's a lot of implementations, that's a lot of development work that can take time, so we may not get those type of changes just yet. If we do, that would be awesome. I'd love to see Werewolf pair really well with Crunchy Chip. I don't know if that will be the case. My personal thoughts and plans is that the pincushion already works great for summoners, and it seems that Crunchy Chip Cookie is going to be summoning a wolf as a companion, similar to how Pumpkin Pie summons Pom Pom. And if that is the case, then Pincushion is going to be a huge benefactor for power and strength for the Crunchy Chip Cookie as well. And what my thoughts are, the way this team has worked for the longest time is that they've had two healers, one being at least Cotton, so that they got the attack buffs on the summoned creatures, but also the high healing percentages. But then Parfait, because Parfait does really good with the debuff resistance and the overall defense that is given to the cookies. But honestly, I think Wildberry will hold that place really well. I'm going to have to mix and match with it, but my thoughts are going to be either putting Crunchy Chip in place of Wildberry and just having the single tank front, or taking Parfait out and putting Crunchy Chip in place of her. Now, if that's the case, that would mean technically it's a double tank, and it's a double tank summon team. So yes, you're not going to be having as much healing. If that is the case, since there will only be one healer, it will probably be, instead of the Jelly Watch being ran as the traditional treasure, either the monocle, maybe the staff, depending, maybe the tube, or maybe the insignia. I could even see potentially the remedy working pretty well too, because remedy could go to either Wildberry or Crunchy Chip, depending on the HP stats of the cookie. But what's interesting is that this could shift around not only how the summoner comp is run, because this team right here, this already works pretty well. It's not perfect against the high level metas, but it can definitely handle itself against many teams, and it even does really good in alliance mode too. So this is a solid team on its own. But depending on the stats and the specific skill of Crunchy Chip Cookie, this team could elevate to that next level, which is awesome. Now, I do personally hope that we get some adjustments and buffs on some of the other cookies that could fit in the team. The other potential team that could work well with Crunchy Chip, and I'm not certain yet, but I think has a chance, is a very critical based team. Now, you guys already saw the team that I did in the previous video, which was this, and it was critical faced on Cream Puff and Latte. Wildberry was the defense, Pom Pom for the extra body on the field, and then Pomegranate for attack buff. Honestly, depending on how powerful Crunchy Chip base stats are, maybe depending on what the skill can do, I could see maybe replacing Wildberry with Crunchy Chip here and run this crit team like that, or I could even see building it around Cream Puff, Mala, Sparkling, Pomegranate, Crunchy Chip. That way there's guarantees of high crits happening, and running it with Syrian Raspberries, so it's just absolute massive mayhem damage being shifted out. But it really does depend on those stats and those abilities that come out. So what are the specific things that you hope to see? And also, well, you let me know that in the comments. I'm going to give you what I think is the timeline too. They haven't given us the confirmed date yet, but here's the thing. When you go down to the necessities, the super package for Wildberry only has 5 days left. The ambitious console only has 5 days left. Now, of course, the banner in the gacha has 16 days left. So, what we saw recently with the last season was Blossom came out very recent, and you only had just a few days to get her banner to go. Now, I don't know if this was a specific play on Dev Sisters. I don't know if it's a timing thing to drive more hype and focus. Not really certain on the reason of that. But to see that as the timeline, I think is more possible than just having it at the end of the banner. Because if it's that for them to give us a 2 week lead, actually 2 week and 2 days, yeah, 2 week and 2 day lead on a cookie coming out like that, that could actually lose some of the hype and some of the focus on Crunchy Chip. And from a developing background that I've had, that's kind of going to kill some of the buzz. And I don't think it would drive enough ambition for people to wait and hold out. Because 2 weeks to save up resources, that is a good amount of time. It is possible. It is. It's 100% possible. I mean, if I even go into my storage and look at my powders, my charge powders, I only have 45 of the high, 358 of the rares, and 900 of the basics. So I'll definitely get at least the decent skill levels of the first like 35, 40 levels. But you know me, I'll probably be doing at least one of the packages for Crunchy Chips, so that should take care of the remaining powders. But the main thing is, that would be the only reason I could see 2 weeks and 2 days for the end of the banner to switch it over like that for us to get Crunchy Chip at that late of a point. That would be the only reason I could understand that. Otherwise, for the sake of hype and for the sake of ambition to drive out the update and the cookie and to please the fans, I could see more likely that after the 5 days here, that the new cookie comes out and it's like a double banner feature mid-update. So I think that that's a very possible thing. But that's just my thoughts for now. Hopefully we'll get confirmation in the next couple days on the Twitter posts, so I'll keep an eye on that. And if you guys watch out for my community tab posts, I usually post some important information there that doesn't really need to be a video, but at least needs to inform you guys too. So let me know if you have any concerns, any hopes, any desires for Crunchy Chip. I think it's a great design cookie altogether, so I'm very excited regardless. And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and you guys have a wonderful day.